Episode 123. Jade sighed in relief. The next step, when she was about to leave, she hit the rock. But thanks to Michael's timely action, she fell heavily into his arms and accidentally sent her lips up. It was a good show between them, but at that moment, the director suddenly shouted, "Cut!" Jade thought that she'd done something wrong. She was extremely nervous and looked at the director carefully. She didn't expect that the director only wanted to tell them about the plot. "You both performed really well and were very invested. Jade, you must remember to accidentally jump into his arms and kiss him. Remember to throw yourself at him. Do you understand? And when you push Michael down, you have to be natural. It will be best if you really throw yourself. Let Michael hug you again," the director said seriously. Jade was shocked when she heard him. She said, "What? Do you want me to invest more? What should I do?" She was confused. She wanted to ask the director if they could use a substitute. But Caroline, who was sitting at the table, suddenly went up to the director and said, "Director, Jade is still a newcomer. She cannot shoot a kissing scene right now. Do you think this scene can be filmed using other methods?" The director was shocked for a moment when he heard Caroline's words. Then he said, "No, this scene must be very intimate. It's the only way to achieve the effect we're looking for." The director then looked at Jade meaningfully and said, "Didn't I tell you yesterday that I wanted you to develop your relationship with Michael beforehand? As an actor, if you can't even overcome a hurdle like this, how do you expect to film this movie?" Jade felt a little ashamed when she heard this, and there were still quite a few kissing scenes in the next movie. If she couldn't continue filming that day, what would she do in the future? She suddenly felt that she had let the director down, and she didn't want to disappoint him. She wanted him to think that he had misjudged her, but how could Jade accept being intimate with an unfamiliar man? Caroline saw how firm the director's attitude was and didn't say anything else. She just quickly dialed a number on her phone. "I'll give you 2 minutes to prepare." After the director said those words coldly, he sat at the side. "Just for a few seconds, close your eyes and pounce over for a kiss. It'll be over very quickly. I'll go brush my teeth if you want," Michael said politely from the side. His signature smile was still on his face. Jade felt even more guilty. Michael was indeed a gentleman. He didn't have the airs of a celebrity. No wonder he was so popular with female fans. If it wasn't for Dario, she thought she would be very excited to spend time with Michael. It was hard to believe that Michael, who was famous all over the world, was so modest. She hesitated. Jade felt a little insensible. "Jade, I hope you don't disappoint me." 2 minutes later, the director said this to Jade in a sincere tone. Her heart tightened. She didn't know what to do. When she walked to the set, she suddenly felt as if she was carrying a heavy burden on her shoulders. "Everyone, get ready!" Just as the director was about to shout, "Action!" his phone suddenly rang. He didn't want to answer it, but when he saw the number, his face darkened. To everyone on the scene, he said, "Wait a moment." Then he went to answer the phone. He didn't expect the person who called to be one of the investors for the TV series. After the caller began speaking, the director's expression instantly changed, and his eyes immediately darkened. "Why do you suddenly want to change the script? There's no need to change it that much. All you needed to do was delete the intimate scenes. Why didn't you delete them? To express his pure feelings? Change it to a point of purity?" As the director finished speaking, his expression only became worse. In the end, he didn't know what the caller had said. The director could only nod his head vigorously without any hesitation. He could only agree, but in his heart, he was already cursing that damn investor. Pure love? Which pure love film didn't have kissing scenes now? He took a deep breath and hung up the phone. He was stunned for a few minutes and looked like he was lost in thought. He only reacted when his staff members came over to remind him, "Director, are we going to start filming? Ask the scriptwriter to come over and delete all the intimate scenes. Change the scene we're filming now first, then we'll shoot again," the director said expressionlessly. He was clearly very dissatisfied with this outcome. Without a passionate scene, a television drama's popularity would definitely be halved. However, if he didn't do what the investor said, they would have to stop filming. It seemed that he could only focus on the plot from top to bottom. "You guys go and rest. We'll start filming after the scriptwriter changes the script." When the director finished speaking, Jade finally heaved a sigh of relief. She felt very lucky. That call came just in time. If the investor hadn't called, she really didn't know what she would have done. "You've got your wish. You don't need to shoot a kissing scene with me," Michael said as he suddenly moved closer to her. Jade lowered her head in embarrassment and even took a step back as if she didn't want to get too close to him. Michael noticed that she moved away. "Actually, I'm not ready yet. Otherwise, sooner or later, I would have NG. Fortunately, I deleted it." Jade smiled slightly and felt happy in her heart. Now she didn't need to worry about Mr. Foster getting angry, and she wouldn't feel guilty. Next time, she would be able to fully devote herself to the movie. Jade was about to go and rest when Michael lifted the corner of his beautiful lips and revealed a meaningful smile. He leaned over to her ear and said softly, "What a pity, Miss Winslet. You had a chance to become famous. Actresses who have kissed me before are now all A-list stars." When Michael said these words, he was very close to her. Jade could even feel his breath against her ear. It made her feel a little itchy. She immediately took a step back and kept her distance from him. Michael had a smile on his face, and movement didn't seem to make him feel awkward. But he was interested in Jade. It was the first time a woman had stepped back when he approached her. He found that interesting. Jade bowed to him. "I know Mr. Jin is very famous, but he might not be able to reach that height in my life. I believe hard work leads to results. I'm willing to walk forward step by step." Jade was very serious. She knew that there was a shortcut in the entertainment industry. Just as Michael said, shooting a kissing scene with him would cause the media to spread rumors. If she were connected with a famous person, she would be in the headlines and would become an actor that everyone knew. But Jade didn't want this method to become famous. She just wanted to film well and do what she wanted to do.